What is going on, you beautiful sacks of mofos? Today, we will be reacting to a different video, actually. No, this isn't MBG. No, this isn't, like, Reforged Gaming. No, this isn't, XVol or any crappy PlayStation fanboy or anything like that. This is a new person that I just found, and, I just saw this video as to why exclusive mattered. It got recommended for some reason, but I'm kind of glad it did. I didn't watch the video yet, so this is my blind reaction to it. But I kind of feel like he's just going to repeat the same points that a lot of people have been making about why exclusives matter, neglecting the fact that they're really looking at it from a different time period, man. They really are. And it's just like, it's kind of sad how people like this don't evolve, you know. But I don't know. I didn't see the video yet, so maybe he makes good points. Doubt it, but I think he might make good points. And yeah, but let's see. Like, just by the presentation of the video, it seems like it's better than most PlayStation fanboys that I normally react to, anyways. So let's get started.
With this most recent PlayStation job listing doing the rounds, that indicates PlayStation is going a more multi-platform route. A job listing I didn't need to see to know that this was clearly the path they were already heading down. The general dialogue and consensus I'm seeing now is that exclusive games do not matter anymore. And I couldn't disagree more. I just don't see where the supporting facts come.
You disagree? Why? Why? I mean, dude, exclusives are not these golden fucking child anymore, man. They're really not. You know? And look, guys. Just because that I cuss, that doesn't mean I'm mad. I'm just saying, like, because other people make this stupid point and it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. These exclusives are no longer these golden gooses anymore. I don't know what you think. I don't know how you think the gaming industry is, but it definitely isn't like that anymore, especially with how it is now, with the options of free-to-play, with other third-party games doing better than what Sony, Microsoft, or Nintendo does with their games. Like, are you kidding me? There is no point. Excuse me. There is no point to exclusives anymore. Like, I'm sorry, we're really getting to the point where hardware is a lot more mainlined. We're getting to the point where games are a lot more mainlined. As in, they're not really unique from each other. They don't really offer anything new. They do the same exact thing as other people, but probably better or worse, depending. Right? It's like, our games are not evolving. They're not getting better and better and better. They're getting worse and worse and worse. And you think the answer to making them better is keeping them on one platform. That doesn't make any sense to me, bro. It doesn't.
From to support this argument. The conversation has turned from my system has more games to my platform is selling more games on your platform. And this isn't a video about the console war, because I think it's very clear Xbox is clearly thrown in the towel. PlayStation has become the default home console and people buy a Switch for, well, the exclusives. I feel like all of these talking points are people holding on to the console war and conceding to market conditions. When Phil Spencer had originally said this,
we're not in the business of out-consoling Sony or out-consoling Nintendo. There isn't really a great solution or win for us. And I know that will upset a ton of people, but we are not in a position, and I see it out there, I see commentary that if you just build great games, everything would turn around. It's just not true that if we go off and build great games, all of a sudden you're going to see console share shift in some dramatic way.
everyone called him insane, and rightfully so. They looked at him like a loser with a victim mentality, that there's just
Hey, I mean, he is kind of right, though. I mean, well, it was their fault that they fucked up with the Xbox One, truly. Like, that is the worst generation to screw up, and they did, you know, admittedly. But that, at the end of the day, that was still their fault. But at the end of the day, or at the end of the other day, is like, we still have a predicament where there's no reason to keep games only on one console. Like, again, because that wasn't even Microsoft's problem with the Series X. Personally, for me, is their lack of amazing software. Their hardware sucks ass too. It's like, or whatever that they have available on the Series X doesn't take advantage of the Series X or even S to a certain degree. It's like, I don't know. They could do much better, but they're not.
no hope for Xbox. There's nothing that they can do, which, by the way, is not the type of person you want running your company. But hey, I just checked his gamer tag and he's playing Halo or Skyrim, I don't know, but so, you know, he's a great guy, one of us. But now Xbox has fully bent the knee and PlayStation is looking to go in a similar direction. Now the conversation has shifted into, well, they used to matter. And I just think this is short-sighted, self-inflicted by poor decision-making, and will have long-term impact. Xbox games are on everything because they bought too many studios, and they can no longer afford to keep things exclusive. It's too expensive. Before that,
That's not true, though. It's also the fact that these games would make more if they go on other platforms. Why the fuck would they keep on one platform? No one's gonna, oh, I'm gonna go buy a Series X because it's the only thing with Banjo-Kazooie. Like, no one's gonna do that, bro. I don't know what world you live in, but it's not the same world that we have today, obviously. And if so, can I go with you? Shit, I mean. But what I'm trying to say is that stop trying to pretend that exclusives are the thing that get people to buy consoles. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be anyways. Like, if I'm being honest, the console should be the reason why you buy the console, not the fucking games. You know? What I'm trying to say is that the games should be everywhere, obviously. And the product that you're buying should be the reason why you buy it. I mean, and like, can we just say this first? Exclusives got horrible before they became multi-platform, right? Like, before they even mattered anymore, right? Like, look what Sony did with Spider-Man 2018. It's a mediocre Arkham City ripoff. It's not even that good compared to, like, it's slightly better, I guess, than the recent Spider-Man games we got before it. Like, I guess it's a little bit better than the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. Sure, but you guys are also missing the fact that the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 were on, like, what, 9 different platforms? Like, it was still pretty damn good for what it was, honestly. Like, it was a good licensed game. Meanwhile, you're, like, looking at Spider-Man 2018, it's like, that's an exclusive, and it didn't really raise the bar or anything. It didn't. It didn't significantly raise the bar, bro. Sorry to tell you. Just because it has prettier graphics and whatever, that doesn't mean that's a better game. Far from it. You know, it's still a shitty Batman Arkham ripoff with less engaging combat. Congratulations. Or less satisfying combat, I should say. Wow, congratulations, dude.
They put their games on PC so they could increase Game Pass subscriptions, a model they invented because their games and systems weren't selling. People drastically overestimate the "we have a console for you" statement. If Xbox had dropped a must-play exclusive game, people would have absolutely went out and bought the system. Let's not act like gamers aren't fickle.
No, they wouldn't. What is this guy talking about? No, they wouldn't. Because that didn't work with the Xbox One. That didn't work with the Wii U. It didn't work with the, with what? Like, when the PS2 was a different beast. Like, hell, it didn't even work with the Super Nintendo. What are you talking about? People still got the Genesis. People still got the Genesis over the Super Nintendo, even when the Super Nintendo came out. And then if we're talking about, like, what, the Xbox 360? Motherfucker, they don't care about the exclusives. The fact of the matter was that the 360 was the first one to be HD, and it was the only console at the time that did this whole push towards online gaming in a amazing, unique way. I don't blame people for wanting to play games, especially online games on the 360. Are you kidding me? That thing was a beast. Really. That thing was at the time, a modern beast. You know, it had good enough hardware to play to play the recent games at the time, or play the modern games at the time. And not to mention that it had that amazing online experience, bro. That amazing online experience to keep you going. Like, even when it came to multiplats, that's why people bought it, by the way, for the multiplats. Did Halo sell anywhere near as good as Call of Duty? No, motherfucker. So how the hell is it because of exclusives? You're stupid. This is a dumb argument, bro. God.
And don't easily forgive and forget. Instead, they went into the generation with no first-party developers after relying so heavily on second-party during the whole 360 generation. And only had a bunch of washed-up, past-their-prime sequels to games that nobody cared about anymore. Games on their 5th installment. Halo 5, made by different developers, not the original devs. Gears 5, also made by different developers. Forza Motorsport 5. Whilst PlayStation is either dropping reboots to beloved franchises, new IPs like Spider-Man, obviously not a new IP, but you get my point, and sequels only on their second installment.
No, actually, to that, I don't get your point. It was just a glorified, amazing Spider-Man, but with a new coat of paint. What the hell is so amazing about Spider-Man 2018? You Sony fanboys just hyped it the fuck up over and over. Maybe he's not a Sony fanboy, I don't know. But it's like, you sure do sound like it. You know? And then the reboot that they did to God of War, yeah, that was fine for the time. Now it's grating. It is absolutely boring and shittier compared to the older one that they released. So what's your point? Yeah, they did release those games. And what did that do for the console? It didn't get more people interested in the console. Are you insane? People were already they were already invested in the PS4 because they didn't fuck up as badly as Xbox One with their launch. You know, it was cheaper. It looked slightly more powerful. You know, and it had the modern games that were coming out. That's all you fucking needed. That's all you needed for a console at the time. Even though they charged you online, unlike the PS3. You know, the fact of the matter is that's all you needed at the time. So people were already invested into the damn system. So I don't know what this guy's talking about. The PS4 did not get good because it got those exclusives. What are you talking about? Not even close.
revered games like The Last of Us 2, so of course you're going to lose. How can you say it's because we told you to buy an Xbox 360? You can't blame people going where their friends were this generation like you could on the 360. Nobody uses party chat anymore, everyone is in Discord, the games have gone crossplay. And look, I owned a 360 only because it had exclusives. I owned an Xbox One only because it had...
Well, then you bought them for the wrong reason, and you're a dummy. You're an absolute dummy. Dummy. Fucking Gamester made me use that video, or use that stupid word. Dummy. It's funny. You a dummy. No, but like, really though, then you're stupid. I'm sorry. You are dumb for buying a console because it had some certain games held hostage on it. That's your problem. And by the way, there's multiple reasons of buying a 360. Are you fucking insane? Other than the exclusives. The online infrastructure at the time was amazing. Even though it's not anything to write home about now, it was amazing at the time. And so, you can interact with Call of Duty in a brand new light compared to something like the PS3, or especially even the Wii, right? It was amazing on the 360 at the time because of the party chat and, you know, and the fact that you could literally contact anybody in the lobby. You can message them on the Xbox Live thing, you know? And obviously the voice chat, but PS3 had that too, I guess. But I don't know, with everything that the 360 had for its online infrastructure combined with voice chat and everything, it was a different world, bro. It was a different way of experiencing the same game that was, say, on the PS3, right? That's why people got Call of Duty on the 360 instead of the PS3. I mean, Jesus, bro. You got the 360 for the wrong reason then. You got the PS3 for the wrong reason then. Get over it. My God. Well, did you also get the Wii for its exclusives too? Instead of the mind-boggling fucking, like, hardware that it actually innovated with? Like, what? My God. And the fact that it was really cheap and it was really easy to hack too. Is it like, what, the exclusives were the reason why you bought the Wii? Get out of here, bro.
exclusives. I have never owned a Series X because it has no exclusives. Instead, I went to PC. When you look at...
Again, that's your problem then. You're dumb. Sorry to tell you. You're dumb. You don't have a Series X. Bro, I mean, that thing could emulate. That thing could emulate better than your PS5. And what I'm trying to say is that you could play more PlayStation games, like, potentially. Play more PlayStation games on your... excuse me. Series X than you can on the fucking PS5. Are you kidding me? And you don't find anything appealing about that. I mean, honestly, no, the Series X and Series S are not appealing pieces of hardware, but you think it's because of the exclusives or whatever? No. It's because they're not good, they're not cheap enough, they're not you know, they still charge you for online like Sony does. And they don't do enough with the hardware at all. They don't do anything. They don't have new features, they don't have anything like that. The only thing that is like remotely cool about those pieces of hardware is the quick resume. The quick resume is one of the best features that they made. That actually feels like a modern next gen console feel of a feature. It does. It really does. But yeah, that's really about it, admittedly. So no, the Series X, he's right, it wasn't appealing, but not for exclusives. It was actually good. Or no, it was actually bad because of the lack of anything that it had. Features, like how games are played, you know. It wasn't that good, really. And the PS5 is in the same boat. They both suck at playing modern games. But because they have some games exclusive to the hardware, that's where I'm going to be like, I'll buy it. Like, you are a part of the problem in the console industry, bro. I'm sorry to tell you. You know, I don't mean to be a dick. I don't mean to call you names. But you are part of the issue with the hobby that I love, bro. You are. I'm sorry to tell you. You know? Let me buy a shitty console, even though the console's horrible, overpriced, underpowered, but and has little to no fucking features. Hell, nowhere near as much as the system that I bought back in the PS3 days, apparently. So you bought the PS3, and yet you don't see a downgrade in the PS5? Because it has some games exclusive to it? You see the problem with that stupid mindset of yours? You see the problem? That's where I'm like, I don't understand these dumb fanboys. I really don't. I don't. My God. Like, this guy has some Stockholm syndrome, essentially. Didn't keep the things I love hostage long enough, so, they're losing value, bro. Get a life, man. Come on.
Xbox when they were most successful, it is when they had exclusives during the first Xbox generation and then more so into the second generation.
So, can you please tell me why Call of Duty sold better then? Can you please tell me that? Why did Call of Duty sell better than Halo? And why did Call of Duty, even on PlayStation's old console, sold better than their exclusives? Why? Why? Why is that? Why? Exactly. Like, why did third-party games sell better than their first-party games? Can you please tell me that? Really?
When they had multiple exclusives. And I don't think it's a coincidence that the system starts to fail when it no longer does. Now PlayStation's going multi-platform because their games are also too expensive, and there's this whole untapped crowd of people who will never buy a PS5, so why not feed them?
It's not only because it's too expensive. I mean, yeah, they're horrible at managing their studios. That I agree on, but it's like it's not the only reason. It's because they're able to make more money selling on other platforms now. Not to mention that people are not buying exclusives anymore. People don't care about exclusives. Like, oh, cool, your game is fucking generic third-person action game number 50,000 over here. You see what I mean? It's like, it's because their games don't offer anything new. I mean, I hate to give any sort, but this is reality, right? Even though I don't agree with it, I hate Nintendo's games. The fact of the matter is they still offer that unique simplicity that fucking no one else is doing for some reason. You know? They don't offer anything as polished and as compact as fucking Smash Bros. You know? Smash Ultimate on the Switch still is one of the fucking biggest roster of fighting game characters in one game I ever seen in my life. And that's without DLC, bro. Seriously. And its mechanics are unique from other stupid games that for some reason aren't trying to do it as well as Smash Bros. Well, we did have some games and they failed miserably. Well, it's because it's something else than the gameplay, you know what I mean? It really is. But yeah, no, it's like, no one tries anymore, that's the problem. No one tries to make their own thing. Like, how many fucking Dark Souls garbage do we have, bro? How many Dark Souls knockoffs do we have? Too many. Because there's unoriginality in the gaming industry. And it's running rampant. You know? But what if those Dark Souls ripoffs, what if they were exclusive, right? Like, that's your mentality, bro. That's how you sound like. For real. What if these dog shit unoriginal games that aren't even that much better or probably worse, actually, than the games that came before it, what if they were exclusive to a shitty, overly expensive hardware that's underpowered and everything and that I normally wouldn't want? Question mark? Because you said that you bought the PS3 and the rest of the consoles because of exclusives. So did you not want the systems at all for any other reason? Like the features, the pricing, did you not want it for actual good reasons? I guess not.
I mean, it makes sense, right? If you haven't bought a PS5 for God of War and Spider-Man this late into the generation, you're probably never going to. That's the argument. And I agree, there are people who will never buy a PS5, but there are also people who would now buy a PC instead of a PS5. And I do believe that this is a delayed effect that...
Yeah, but for multiple reasons. Do you really think it's because of the dog shit exclusives, bro? Again, I'm sorry to keep stopping this, but it's like, everything that comes out of his mouth is so regressive. It really is. Do you think that that's because of the exclusives? Or the fact that Sony's outcharging you, or charging you out the ass for everything. PSN, fucking, like, their games being $70 to $80. Barely having any sales like Steam. You know? Like, basically, Sony, obviously, has a monopoly on their own fucking console. So whatever they say, goes. That's why. And whatever they're doing is ruining the console. Again, are people not buying the PS5 because they literally had to fucking pay a fortune just to play their games online? Are you fucking kidding me? Especially after buying said games. Maybe that's the reason why people are moving to PC. Have you ever thought of that? Or getting a PC instead. Have you ever thought about that? And also, why the fuck would you go to PlayStation when they still, for some reason, don't have a modern way of... No, have any way, really. A native way of playing their games portably. I'm sorry, but if you're in 2025 and you don't have a native way to play your games portably, then you're trash. You're terrible. Your ecosystem is not worth it to me. Like, I could play my Steam games or my PC games on the fucking Steam Deck or Legion Go. If you don't have a portable alternative in your ecosystem is trash. Straight up. And it's easier than ever to make a portable now. Like, eat shit. It really is. Like, people don't mind the bigger size now. People don't mind the shittier battery life. Like, eat shit. It's much easier to make a portable now.
Happens in the next generation and will only really have a huge major push when it is day and date. But with the gap between console and PC getting shorter and shorter every year, who knows how long before day and date is a reality, and it already is for live service games.
Oh no! People get to have an option to where they could play the game? Oh dear, it's not like that's going to make hardware better or anything. Oh wait, yes it is. How do you know that the PS6 isn't going to be a better piece of hardware because of this? How do you know that? Oh wait, you don't know that. In fact, if it does, you could come back here and thank me for the fact that, for what I said, like, what I said was correct, so that your PS6 won't be a piece of shit that only has some good games on it. Or some games that they're holding hostage that aren't even that good in terms of, modern anything. I don't know. What I'm trying to say is that the PS6, because they're putting their games everywhere, possibly won't be this underpowered, overpriced piece of shit, that you can only get a certain, handful of exclusives on said console. So they're going to have to innovate with the hardware. Oh, wow. So does that mean that it could be more powerful? Possibly. Does that mean that they can actually, make it into this portable and home console hybrid thing that the rumor stated that it would be? Possibly. Does that mean that it'll actually be cheaper too? Possibly. Who knows? Who fucking knows? But you could thank the fact that Sony did because of PC guys, really. Let's be honest here. Like they sniffed that fucking, extra money that they got from the PC guys, and they're like, we need more. We need fucking more. So, I guess this guy doesn't really, I guess this guy really doesn't like PC dudes, huh?
You put your games on PC because your budgets are ballooning. You have multiple, expensive live service failures and make bad acquisition decisions that don't make any sense for billions of dollars.
Okay, good sir, you're not naming any reasons why exclusives should stay. You're not. Why are you upset? Why are you upset that exclusives are not a thing anymore? This is what these fanboys don't understand. Like, that's what they're not able to answer. Why should I care that Sony doesn't have any exclusives? Their hardware, their pricing, everything got bad before they started putting everything on other consoles. So tell me, why do we need exclusives? Well? They need exclusives so dumb schmucks like me could spend a couple $100 on one piece of shitty hardware that no one wants. Yippee. Wow, good job, Infamous 1 and 2, for making the PS3, literally the only console that you're playable on, I guess? Huh? Like, and other games that are kept on the PS3 still till this day, kept on the PS3, because no one else is able to play it. Except PC guys through emulation, thankfully. But even then, that's still kind of shoddy still. Like, the PS3 emulation is still kind of shoddy. But that's the only modern way you're able to play the games on PS3. Good luck!
PlayStation recently announced that the PS5 has shipped 2 million less consoles in the same time frame as the PS4. However,
oh dear!
they're making more money. And people are taking this as some sort of win. And I know people are going to call me a doom and gloom merchant, but my response to that information is,
no, it's okay to be a doom and gloom mercher, but you're being a doom and gloom mercher for the wrong fucking thing. Oh my god, we're gonna have less exclusive, guys. Oh dear. And? So what?
somewhere between that's not impressive and that's actually bad news. Because yes, of course, on paper you're making more money with inflation taken into account. Who knows how those numbers actually change? You do have to make it sound good for the investors, but I'm sure they legitimately are making more money this generation. All factors taken into account. But you have raised the price of everything you sell. Of course you're going to make more money. The games cost more money. The subscription service costs more money. The controllers cost more money. The console costs more money and has continued to cost more money as the generation has gone on. So if you basically sell the same amount, but now you charge everyone more, of course you're going to make more money. My thing is, if your primary competitor has given up and completely fallen off a cliff, selling tens of millions less of their console, where did those people go? Did they go to PC? Have they just not upgraded? Why have they not upgraded?
Well, maybe they went to the PC and mobile, by the way. Mobile is also a thing, but you'll never see these console dudes mention the mobile. Mobile is for non-gamers. Now, please excuse me while you know, I play a bunch of garbage games that are worse than mobile games that I am being charged $70 for with microtransactions. Bye. Like, okay, console gamers. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that, so what if they went to PC? Maybe the PC is offering something that the consoles aren't. Have you thought about that? Have you thought about that? Maybe the PC is offering features or, you know, freedom that the consoles don't offer. That they could offer. Like, I don't know, free online, free upgradable games. Upgradable. As if, like, fucking with your, you know, resolution setting or slider is a feature or whatever. No, that should be base. Like that should be base kit in the fucking games. Like, the hell? That should be an option in every fucking video game on every goddamn platform. Modern platform, I mean. It's disgusting. How you needed to be charged $10 fucking just to upgrade the damn game on your PS5. From PS4 to PS5. That is disgusting. But you don't see him talking about that. No. His problem with Sony, even though there's a lot more problems that you should be bitching about, the problems with your little PS5 there, buddy, stems way more than I don't get to be held hostage playing a video game. Oh dear. Oh my god, man. You know, I thought this video would be better than the Sony fanboys, but you're just as bad as them. You really are. Or these exclusive Andes or whatever you want to call them. You are the cancer in the video game industry, my friend. You really are. You should really consider revitalizing your... whatever the hell, man. I'm tired, sorry. But it's like, you should really rethink your shitty opinions. Because they're just that, they're opinions. You're wrong, but they're opinions, I guess.
They not see a reason to upgrade? Have they gone over to PS5? And if they've gone over to PS5, why do the numbers not reflect that? Have the PS4 owners gone to PC now and they've not upgraded to PS5? If the Xbox gamers have gone...
Well, here's the thing, though. What do you mean by, like, they're not upgrading the PS5? Why are they not upgrading the PS5? Is he really saying because they didn't keep games exclusive to it? Like, is that what I'm getting out of that? Because you think that they didn't keep enough games exclusive to the PS5. What if the game wasn't worth being exclusive to PS5? Have you ever thought about that? What if it's not worth being a 9th generation console? See, he doesn't think about this shit. None of these exclusive Andes really think about that. It's like, is it worth being a PS5 only game? Because let me tell you right now, Ratchet and Skank, who definitely wasn't. This fucking game blows ass. It looks like a PS4 game. Not in terms of visuals. The visuals are okay. I don't care about it being more detailed. The gameplay does not look anything amazing. But the SSD, bro! What the fuck did the SSD do, bro? When they put this on PC, the only thing that was different when you used a regular hard drive is that it took a little bit longer to go through that portal in the game. That's it. That's not a next generation feature, dumb fucks. It's not. So this could have been played on PS4. Which I always thought this looked like a PS4 game. Like, nothing amazing about it. Truly.
To PlayStation and your numbers...
And then, like, that's also the same case with that bald chick that you played as in that one roguelike game. I don't know, I forgot what it was called, but it also launched on the PS5, or at least launched window. It was on the PS5, and yeah, no. That game also did not feel like a PS5 game, yet it was only on PS5. Why? You know what I mean? It's like, but you'll see Sony put God of War Ragnarok on the PS4. You'll see Sony putting Forbidden West on the PS4. Like, I don't know what the hell's wrong with Sony, personally. I really don't. You know? And they didn't even give you guys another Killzone game. They didn't give you another Resistance game. They didn't give you another Infamous game. You know? Yeah. Yeah, you guys suck. you PlayStation dudes, yeah, they don't care about you.
The same, that means you've lost some of your audience along the way somehow. So I don't say this to say that PlayStation is a failing console or that the brand is in trouble. I think it's far from it. But I think the reason they aren't in trouble is because there is no competition. There is nowhere else to go as a console-only gamer. The only viable competition is PC. And to me, they are clearly losing market share to PC when they really shouldn't be. And I don't see why you throw Xbox a lifeline.
They're losing console share? Or they're losing shares? Dude, people who go to PC are not going to console. What are you talking about? Is this really the people that... Do you really think if Sony kept some games away from the PC, that would make PC dudes like go to the PC? Or I'm sorry, the PS5? Are you insane? It didn't work back then. It won't work now. Sorry to tell you. Oh my god, this guy. It's like he just looks at his own experiences and be like, yeah, that's how everyone thinks. No! No one thinks like you. You're weird. You are weird with this whole exclusivity shit. And I'm not talking about him only, but you know, this, I bet this does actually kind of go to reality a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. You seem like a really, really weird, selfish man. You do. You know? Or maybe not that. Maybe I'm going too far. I don't know. I'm just trying to say that, why do I get the feeling that this does go in your personal life a little bit, you know? If you really think that the issue with modern gaming right now is that there aren't enough exclusives on these dog shit pieces of hardware, you need to get out of the hobby. You do. You are a actual detriment towards it. I'm sorry to tell you, man. You know? And look, I don't hate this individual, obviously. Like, he needs to do a heinous crime for me to hate him. You know what I mean? Like, a literal, real-life heinous crime. That's how, you know, he would get me to hate him. You know? I'm just saying, in the world of gaming, I'm passionate about this hobby. I love this hobby. And seeing people like you in it, honestly, annoys me. You are a fucking shit stain in the gaming industry. You are, my friend. I'm sorry to tell you. Get out of my hobby and come back when you actually grown up a little bit. Let me put more emphasis on the P there, because you need to grow up. You do. You know? Because you suck. Your whole mentality is, oh, well, you know, if they kept more games exclusive, the PS5 would sell better. It sold just fine. They're losing market share to the PC. And maybe because the PS5 itself needs to upgrade or be more valuable. Have you ever thought about that? My god, man. Just please, get another hobby, bro. Please. Anyways, I'm done with this video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff, guys. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.